What fresh agony is this? Is the aggregate sum of man's animus and maliciousness forged within me? Am I to know no peace? Merciful God! I know you're watching me. I can feel it. Eyes upon me, countless throughout time. Ever watching without participation. Aid me. So be it. I shall accept neither kind word nor helping hand, for none are given.
Oh, my friend, Stephen Linkworth, I beautiful.
A fair morning's wishes to you, Langford.
Pray, leave me, Pontifex. My mind is fixed. I cannot be burdened by distraction.
But I am a mere conduit, a vessel for the social profferings of your benefactors.
If you mean to declare that Stavely and Ilford request my presence, then a simple statement as such would suffice. Excessive pontification hardly equates intelligence, so kindly cease thy verbiage and speak plainly.
As always, you strike true. Vehemently struck, but true nonetheless. The gentlemen await you at the Mason's Arms.
And should I require the counsel of minds subjacent to mine own, their wait will be a short one.
Then I shall take my leave. Post hoc ergo propter hoc, dear Langford.
Post hoc ergo propter hoc. Like a mimicry bird, he picks up fragments of discourse and squawks them randomly without knowledge of their meaning or application. Peace. Peace. Am I not afforded an ounce of respite?
Fret not. We will be together soon, and this affliction will wash away.
Contemptible scullion! What vengeance is visited upon me? What action have I taken to warrant this displacement? By my rage and fury will these inciters be held liable.
My friend, Stephen Linkley.
Wait, brigand!
Oh, my Jew.
A fair morning's wishes to you, Langford.
If I must tell you once, I am cursed to tell thee forevermore. No more distractions.
I am a mere conduit, a vessel for the social profferings of your benefactors.
Yes, Stavely and Ilford await me at the Mason's Arms.
Now, how did you know their exact whereabouts? Have your experiments wrought some sort of divination power?
Your mind is knotted, man. You imparted to me not a few hours prior that those two tallow catchers were chasing up my progress.
Well, verily, sir, this is the first encounter we've had this day.
The field. What was my purpose therein? I cannot even recall.
No doubt this confusion stems from some sort of alchemic undertaking. Something related to albedo, perhaps? Post hoc ergo propter hoc, dear Langford.
I cannot be hounded by your platitudes. I fear I've become stuck in some whirlpool of events. I must think on this matter.
Well, no doubt you'll be able to conjure a resolve promptly.
Swallowing without mastication leads to choking. As with food, the same can be said for knowledge.
I find retracing my steps aids all manners of recollection.
Why the field? Why return to that exact moment? And the span of this loop, why is it constricted to a mere few hours?
You are clearly a man consumed. I shall take my leave. Oh. What happened to Leslie?
She broke free from her cage. Explosively. Personally, I hold that fat David Archer to blame. It was his suggestion.
Oh. I always liked Leslie.
Damnable swine!
I am at peace. There are some things beyond your control, my love. This is but one of them.
Curse this field! If I were to wake in my workshop, I would not have to waste half my allotted time travelling hither and thither.
What point is there regurgitating the same futility if it is only to dissolve when I'm transported back to this morning?
A fair morning's wishes to you, Langford. Oh, well, it seems a fair morning is already lost to you, my friend.
I feel as if I passed a miserable night, and yet I do not sleep.
Oh, come now, Langford. I'll admit, you bear the countenance of a sickly fellow, but sleep surely comes to you.
And I tell you that I have not slept. The day begins anew, but I progress without cessation. All the while my insides heave and turn, mercilessly braiding me.
Too much work, Langford. Corruption of the mind by these ventures and avenues of research.
My wife comes to me, speaks clearly, but I cannot retain her words. Like the evaporating narrative of some waking dream. What is...
It's not uncommon for men to dream of the deceased. You fear seeing your wife in your sleep, and thus you cannot sleep. Post hoc ergo propter hoc, dear Langford.
The simple trappings of a fool.
I was bid to fetch you, but you're in no shape.
Stavely and Ilford. Aye. I should question them.
Then you'll meet with your patrons.
Begrudgingly. It may stir some memory that could shed light on this development.
Well, in that case, they await you at the Mason's Arms. But before that you go, might I suggest a splash of water about the face?
Yeah, I thought we'd be waiting all day.
Your prompt arrival can only denote good tidings.
Some unforeseen development has transpired. It requires my entire attention.
Truly, I can tell by your pallor that you're in the throes of some unpleasant infirmity.
But we are bound by bargain by our own benefactors, and as such require results.
Why must you heap this care on a mind vexed with significant burden?
Perhaps you need the meaning of employment defined.
Stavely and I would be more than happy to address this simple oversight.
Oversight, aye, a simple misunderstanding. Langford here knows that if he doesn't meet our quota, then his well-being is forfeit.
Villains! Did I not just convey the magnitude of my predicament?
You clothe us in the robes of villains? We have done nothing to cause such offence.
To those looking inward, it would appear the title of villain was best bestowed upon the man who hath promised and reneged.
This was a waste of my time.
And ours too, yet here we sit.
Because we are by bargain bound.
I have neither the time nor the tolerance for these games. I had hoped you would be forthright, but every word is bathed in duplicity and venom. Out of my way, drunken fires!
I do believe that man is unwell.
Was ever a man in this fashion cajoled?
Was ever a man in this fashion deterred?
Some would say it depended upon the man.
And some would say it depends upon the men doing the persuading.
Then to that end, I foresee fortune in your future, Mr. Staveley.
And are yours, Mr. Ilford?
I have watched you rail against the skies for the misery you have endured. I've seen it distract and consume your very being until only ruination remains. But your quest is folly.
Pale complexion. Nausea. Vomiting. Fever. Inability to pass urine. Shooting pains. Condition worse. The field. I was working on something else and then went for a walk to clear my head.
A fair morning's wishes to you, Langford. Well, you bear the countenance of a
Sickly fellow, yes. The lead brought here by yourself.
By Staveley and Ilford.
And Ilford. Yes. Where was it sourced?
Well, I cannot say. It was dispatched hitherto by a courier.
Mean you to say that in order to discover the origin of this material, I must meet with Staveley and his associate?
Indeed. And what fortune that you should require their company as they request yours. Post hoc ergo propter hoc, eh, Langford?
Your witterings, Pontefract, are the mere perpetration of a fallacy. Post hoc ergo propter hoc. After this, therefore, because of this, it is false, sir. Just because the cockerel crows before dawn does not mean the cockerel causes the sun to rise.
Well, begging your pardon, sir, but since no one has taken the time to silence every cockerel the world over, who's to say my words are false?
You are an infuriating individual, Pontefract. By some unknown means, these reprobates have poisoned the steady flowing harmony of my soul. I am untethered, loosed, and for this I suffer. How am I so assured that they are responsible? Oh, how canst thou not be? By the face of Jove himself I see it as clear as day. Every other preoccupation of my studies has been to further my own pursuits and goals, and what man deliberately debases his own well-being? None that I know nor would associate with. But can I say the same of these devils? Not with conviction.
On the Here I thought we waited.
I must know where you sourced the ingredients provided.
Must you?
A rude interruption, swiftly followed by a demand. This was never agreed. It is of little concern to us where the lead came from.
And therefore little concern to thee.
If you desire any form of progress, you will respond, sirs.
We employed the services of two knaves of, shall we say, questionable reputation by the names of Charlie and Johnny?
Aye, Charlie Neely and Johnny Blanchard.
They had plundered the hall of a mine in Derbyshire. We're currently stockpiling a considerable amount of lead.
That is until you work your magics and turn our consignment into profit.
That is not possible.
Forsooth! I took you for a better sort!
Understand me! Until I am granted repose, all other actions are postponed.
The only repose you'll be granted is the final one, lest you complete the task at hand.
My colleague and I procured the services of an alchemist who claimed he was close to achieving transmutation.
Lead into gold, by your own words.
It is an expression. The transmutation is a personal one, the perfection and purification of the spirit.
Quiet this descant of the intangible.
We care not for any spiritual or theistic side effects you may be subject to. Gold, Langford, is what we were promised.
And gold we shall have. When next we meet, my lenience will have run its course.
When next we meet, sir, your mind will be fresh and anew, purged of this encounter in its entirety.
Is that a threat? A thinly veiled guise to hide some skullduggerous plot? Filth!
You've not contracted anything.
The lead is sound. The onus is on some other factor.
I do believe that man is unwell.
Please, husband, let us leave.
Fashion deterred.
Aye.
Like Prometheus, bound and tormented, you have uncovered something which man was not meant to possess. It is no grand operation. No culprit can be condemned. No provocateurs ushered you to this path.
How many ages must I endure this cycling? Is my hair to whiten and my body wither before I escape this coil? Ah. The more I perish, the more I feel my faults laid bare. Stretched thin, my character reveals itself full. And taming my lesser humor is a taxing grind. And still, you offer no assistance. Were you endowed with form, I would turn my back on you to manifest the contemptible nonchalance you have shown me. But I must be the better man. Enough. Are the constellations and heavenly bodies lost to me for eternity? The more I quest for a solution, the more I feel I strive for darkness. A nest of salamanders is my mind, hatching and feeding on themselves for sustenance, all the while devouring the whole. Speak sense.
What enterprise accredits the torment of 10,000 hells? What rancor in my actions has crippled me so? Who is fit to judge and shout with bloody glee of certainty, thou canst now be saved?
Langford? Langford! Oh, what horror ails you, Langford? Is there any panacea in this den? Something to revitalize you?
Spatria. She speaks to me. Lapis, she says. What lapis?
Pray, what does lapis mean?
Latin. Pontefract. It is Latin for stone.
You wish me to fetch you a stone?
Aye. Fetch me a stone. If I am to die, I will not spend my final moments in the company of a fool.
Fear not, Langford. I shall return. Post hoc, ergo propter hoc.
Post hoc, ergo propter. Post hoc, ergo propter hoc. It wasn't the lead. I was working on reviving our Spectre. I went for a walk to clear my head. Where did you come from? You. I created you. And you created this spiral of time. My torture is my success. It is thusly made by my own machinations. It worked, and yet it failed. I've achieved some sort of effect, but not exactly the desired one. Revelatory knowledge sheds light on all things. Even you. I see you now. You who have voyeuristically experienced my torment through docile, casual gaze. I feel lack of participation. Shame on your refusal to soothe or support. Behold, I shall counter your inaction. I shall cure this malady with one fell stroke. And so, I become instigator, executioner, and savior.